for my lovely 5D mystics. We have some channeled guidance as the shift has brought to you a new perspective. Moving beyond supernatural does not mean we leave behind those we cherish the most. It means we know how to actually bring forth what they speak. So when you are an unconditionally loving person, because of being able to be a whole 3-year-old heart, that's where your left and right mode are working equally. You have an integrated brain, the restorative embodied self, and that's why it's easy for us to feel, to love, and also to have compassion. And there's no need for the spiritual or spirituality journey. However, some of you will have that in your past and with you, and we all know it is unfortunate that institutions do use certain judgmental ways, because it actually is completely not in line with our humanity. Okay, so all of the updated good 5D educators, and I call them 5D because they are adults. They are emotional adults. They're not projecting their unfinished business. They're not projecting a broken heart. They're not projecting their inner childhood trauma and or moral injury, their wounds. So trauma memory, PTSD, people use these words, and we don't see people tending to healing their wounds. They use them the minute that you're in your fight flight. You're not blocking your spirituality awakening, this word. You're a person. You don't need to use spirituality awakening. You have the potential to be yourself and understand, humanly speaking, why your own brain works a certain way, why your own body feels a certain way. So your humanity has everything to do with being able to access something that is only going to be used by a brain that is open to it. And that's where 4D mystics, 4D educators, they exist for reasons. And all information is important because it's all data. And what's data? It's not because we're building a case for anything. I know how much 4D likes to try and think about the future. 5D likes to live the now. And a flow state is because of living those 24 hours and allowing ourselves to support each other. So one, right now, we're in the midst of change still. And there's so many different topics that we can look at. But for today, I want to look at when people are 5D mystics, why our relationships are minus the drama, and why we can honor in our own way people like Jesus and God, but in our own way, because it's a subjective experience. And institutions, they have their stuff. They're not the law of it. They're not the law of all. An adult knows that even if somebody comes and attacks my character, I actually, personally, that you can't attack my character. You can tell me what you think about my character, because that's what you're doing. You're not attacking. The only way I'll feel attacked is if I felt vulnerable to your words. And for that to be in place, I would need to have a 3-year-old that does not know how to be differentiated. My 3-year-old knew as a 3-year-old how to be differentiated. So my past, which is me, Maria, the first year of my life, the second year, the third year, knows how to say, Mommy, you can't spank me, it's my body. And it seems humorous, but this is the past that I'm talking about. Put to the side all of those other lovely lifetimes. And then once my lovely little mommy, big mommy, good mommy, great mommy, she spanked me, I went to make my suitcase. Again, I laugh, you laugh, we all can laugh. You know what Daniel Siegel informed me of? Maria, how wonderful. You were already a differentiated self at the age of 3. And here's where my unfinished business, I don't have any, but if I have a 3-year-old tone and I get rigid and chaotic, there's only 2 people, and it isn't pretty. I know it. That's why I've been working on my tone since I was like 16. It's my mother and my twin. So the charges, we all have them. They're actually like icicles is how they describe them. Sue Martin, my lovely teacher from my trauma basic informed course, she says they're all icicles and they uncharge in time. Okay, and on that note, a 5D person, it's not about you not having trauma or trauma. It's about you taking ownership about those thoughts, those emotions, and actually understanding that our humanity is our free will. You don't need to have a belief system. And so moving beyond the supernatural, God, or the concept of source or universe or whatever words that you want to use. It's not a challenge, because a 3-year-old whole heart doesn't feel vulnerable to other people or to life. We're not broken. That's also why we don't see humanity as broken. And so again, 5D, mysticism, it's not a special gift. The neuroscience, the neurobiologists, the educators who are spelling out information that is new, which is hilarious to see people that are choosing to use words such as they're trying to take our humanity away from us. They're trying to take our divinity away from us. It's out of context. You're putting this word and you're actually using it out of context, because you're identifying with a word that means things that are very much from the past. So again, if somebody stays in their religious institution, that's why they're going to completely have a mindset that is only there. The traditional cults, the culty cults, and ethical cults. So as long as a person needs a silverback, they're not in a 5D plane, because they're not using their right and left mode to say, you know what, I have a subjective life experience, and I have these belief systems, and I have this journey. These are my institutions. This is what I believe the world to be, and then to be able and have conversation. People get scared of other people or get judgmental of other people for lifestyle choices. When it comes to health, we want kids and adults and all people to be healthy. We want our laws to take care of health. Health is a very straightforward subject. It is not about the religious institutions defining health. No, they're not science or doctors or studying. No, I don't want a person from an institution to be a person that I go to consult for my health. I'm going to go to the specialized person who knows about health. And if I don't like and think they're saying something off, I'm going to leave that person. I'm going to go somewhere else. Okay, so health is defined by those who have the degree, and yes, I'm going to look for it. And again, if you're not matching something, and the minute you tell me that you know everything is the minute that I, as a smart human being, am going to be like, you don't. And I don't really have a fondness for ignorant human beings, because you're a dead sure idiot. That makes you ignorant. It means you've closed yourself off from educating yourself. So you're not going to get better at whatever your profession is. You now think you know everything. It's also sounding like superiority and arrogance in my book. Yeah, so I'm probably going to want to look for somebody who's open-minded to know they don't know everything, to know that you might fuck up. And if you don't have the ability to mention it, I don't want to be in your hands, because I know that that is going to create some. So here's where trickle. And I get rigid every time I think of people who are dead sure idiots, because there's a lot of them. But that's where we're going to leave that one for 4D collective to handle. 5D coming together, open-minded. And here's where we don't have people who deceive us because they are evil or devils. No, they have what is called attachment wounds, trauma wounds. They have had the first 3 years of life that did not lead their nervous system and their embodied brain, basically, to have something that is clarity of mind and heart. And that's because they need to learn their own self-worth and sensuality, but it needs to be from the pureness of them. And that means no shame about if there was or are compulsive activities that took place. And that's why we need people to talk about Jesus and just anything differently. The devil, the evil, the temptation. This is not something that we even need to use as a comparison, which is what 4D mystics tend to do. So at least they're opening up to that. But it's not about devil or evil. It's about a person and them not necessarily knowing that their attachment wound has created a way that they navigate life, which isn't their optimized version. It's not a bad thing. It was, you were an infant, and your parents and caregivers, they don't do things on purpose either. So this is where being able to learn about hurt people who hurt people can get good therapy and good information. And it's not by making groups against each other, and belief systems are used putting people against each other. Our humanity comes from us knowing you're a human being heart, I'm a human being heart, and then the good educators who are doing their best to inform us. Being compassionate doesn't mean putting up with projection. It means being able to look somebody in the eye with love and respect and say, I am a human like you are, so we can talk about things. That's what it is. Tune in for more and have a wonderful day.